I used to think my problem was lack of discipline. But I've realized it wasn't discipline that failed, it was environment. I would sit down in my home office, a quiet room, a clean desk, a nice monitor, the same keyboard I've used for years. And within 30 seconds, my mind would fracture. A Slack message, an email badge, a side thought, a tab reflex, an urge to check something, anything. My brain wasn't wandering because I was weak. My brain was wandering because the world had become surgically engineered to split my mind into tiny scattered pieces. And at some point I realized I wasn't thinking anymore. I was reacting. So I decided to run an experiment. Not a motivational challenge. Not a no phone for a week dopamine fast. I wanted something else. I wanted to see if artificial intelligence could actually help me rebuild my focus. Not through sheer willpower, but through system-level intervention. I wanted to know, could AI restore my ability to think? And the fear I had was this: what if my brain was actually broken? What if I had crossed a threshold quietly, slowly, without noticing? What if the internet had permanently rewired me into a creature that can't hold still long enough to have a real thought? What if this wasn't a me problem, but a new human condition? I'm a mid-career guy in tech. This decade is supposed to be my peak. I'm supposed to be doing the deepest thinking of my life right now, making decisions that shape the rest of my trajectory. But instead, most days I feel like my attention is leaking. So I gave myself 7 days. Not to become enlightened, not to transcend, just to test one hypothesis. If I build the right AI scaffolding around my mind, will my attention come back? Here's what I discovered on day 0. Before I even started, I don't actually need more discipline. I need fewer decisions. Every time I had to decide what should I do next, that's when the fragmentation happened. Every time I had to interpret, or choose, or prioritize, my mind scattered into the millions of micro-possibilities available to a brain inside a modern computer. It wasn't failure, it was overload. So the experiment wasn't about force focus. It was about installing AI structure so the right thing was automatic and the wrong thing was invisible. This was not about pushing my brain harder. This was about removing the friction that breaks it. Before this experiment, I thought AI was a tool to help me work. But as I built the scaffolding, I realized something much bigger. AI isn't a productivity booster. AI is an environment architect. And if I let it, it could shape the conditions my mind lives inside. Like oxygen. Like gravity. Like light. The environment your brain lives in determines the brain you have. So I was going to build a new environment. A quieter one, a sharper one, a kinder one. And then measure, honestly, whether I could get my mind back. Day 1, 7:14 a.m. First day of the experiment begins. Day 1 started like this. I sat down with coffee, opened my laptop. And instead of starting work, I asked a question I've never asked before. What is the specific concept I want my brain to actually understand today? Just one. Not 10 ideas. Not the whole course. Not the whole book. Just one well-formed mental building block. So I picked something very simple. How to create perfect focus blocks in my day. Not the whole productivity universe, not my whole to-do list. Just this one question. What is the simplest way for normal humans to schedule their day so their brain actually performs well? And instead of Googling 20 articles, I asked ChatGPT to be my thinking partner. I typed, break this into the 3 simple concepts I need to understand today, like I'm 15 years old, so I never forget them. And the reply did something to me. It didn't give me tasks. It didn't give me productivity hacks. It gave me shapes. 3 shapes I could hold in my mind. It turned this vague fog of I need a better schedule into 3 separate objects that had weight and clarity and edges. And I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time: direction. No overwhelm, no rabbit holes, just 3 precise conceptual targets. And that was the first realization. AI didn't tell me what to think. It told me where to aim my mind, and that alone changed everything. Day 2. This was when something quietly profound happened. For the first time in months, I didn't check a single social feed during deep work. Not by force, not because I resisted temptation, but because AI eliminated the micro-choices. Reclaim.ai blocked a 90-minute deep work block on my calendar and shoved everything else aside. Rescue time focused sessions killed escape routes. No X Twitter, no news, no inbox rabbit hole. The pings never reached me. There is a line I wrote in my journal that afternoon. I didn't fight distraction today, it simply didn't occur. That is the dream. That is the future. Distraction wasn't a dragon I slayed, it was a ghost that failed to materialize. And that one shift felt like reclaiming a piece of my mind's original firmware. Day 3. Something unexpected broke through. I wasn't just focusing, I was feeling something I hadn't felt in a long time. Mental continuity. I could stay inside a thought long enough to see where it wanted to go. The problem with fragmentation isn't that we lose time. It's that we lose identity. We forget who we were inside a thought. And when we lose identity inside thought, we lose the ability to follow it to completion. But on day 3, for the first time, I had a full hour where my mind stayed one person, following one thread, inside one conceptual universe. That night I realized this was never about productivity. This was about coherence. This is about becoming whole. Day 4 was the day AI stopped being a guardrail and became a guide. In the morning, I asked ChatGPT, when I read about transformers, I understand pieces, but I don't feel the whole. How do I integrate the fragments into one mental object? It replied with something that stunned me. Summarize the architecture in your own words, imperfectly, then I will shape your language. Understanding is not a state. Understanding is a conversation. So I summarized transformers badly. ChatGPT didn't correct me like a school teacher. It corrected me like a collaborator. Not the information click, the integration click. This was the first moment where I thought, AI isn't replacing my thinking. AI is repairing my thinking. Day 5. This was the strangest day. I wasn't just staying focused, I was looking forward to it. Distraction stopped being a temptation, because flow felt better than escape. I kept noticing little pockets of silence inside my mind, moments where nothing was pulling at me. And I had this odd realization. The internet never took my focus. It took my silence, and silence is where thinking is born. AI gave me silence. Day 6. I started seeing the world differently. Every digital object, every app, every tab, every inbox was either a portal for fragmentation or a vessel for cognition. And this thought hit me hard. Maybe willpower is the wrong metric. Maybe the real metric is cognitive architecture. Maybe the future is not work harder. Maybe the future is design your mind's environment so the mind can actually think. That is when this experiment stopped feeling like a hack and started feeling like a new operating system. Day 7. I woke up and realized something unthinkable. I wasn't afraid of my own mind anymore. For the first time in years, I trusted my brain. Because I had proof. When the environment is engineered well, my brain knows what to do. So the real question isn't, how do I force myself to focus? The real question is, how do I build a world where distraction can't survive? On day 7, it felt obvious. AI wasn't here to replace focus. AI was here to farther focus. To midlife the kind of inner environment the modern world stripped away. And the entire time, I thought I was studying transformers, but on the last night, I realized something deeper. AI had transformed me. When the experiment ended, I did not feel superhuman. I felt human again. And that is the paradox of this entire journey. AI, the machine everyone fears will steal our minds, gave me my mind back. Not by dominating me, not by thinking for me, not by handing me finished answers, but by restoring the conditions where thinking is possible. And that changed something fundamental in me. I don't see AI as a threat to cognition anymore. I see AI as infrastructure for cognition. Because here's the truth. Humans are not built for infinite stimuli. Our brains evolved in silence, in linear time, in slow sensory worlds. And then, in a single generation, we were dropped into a billion notification universe. Our brains didn't fail. Our environments exploded. And the mistake we've been making is believing the fix is more discipline, more rules, more effort. No, the fix is architecture. AI is not the weapon that destroys attention. AI is the only force powerful enough to shield attention from the modern world. My focus didn't come back because I became stronger. It came back because I started letting intelligent systems carry the load my brain was never meant to carry. Scheduling, filtering, prioritizing, shaping, curating, sequencing. AI became the invisible scaffolding that allowed my mind to stand on its own again. And now, looking at the week behind me, I truly believe this. The future of mental performance is not superhuman people. It's ordinary people with environments engineered intelligently. That's the mission of this channel. Not productivity, not hacks, not hustle. Cognitive sovereignty. Because the real luxury of the future will not be time. It will be attention. And if you felt something in this story, if some part of you recognized your own scattered mind, then subscribe. This is Synaptiq Lab, where we don't let AI replace us. We let AI return us to who we were meant to be.